These are the most beautiful legs in the world. David watched secretly from the sidelines. Then David operated the mouse. Slowly moved the arrow to the woman. Gently, the woman began to feel uncomfortable. She felt uncomfortable. It turns out that David discovered that this is a mouse that can manipulate reality. If you have this mouse, what would you do with it? Just now, David was still worried about work. He suddenly found his mouse could be moved outside the computer. David could not believe his eyes when he tried a few more times. The mouse could move back and forth between the computer and reality. David also turned around to make sure. Was it a prank by a colleague? But it wasn't. Then David slowly moved the mouse until the mouse moved to the paper cup. Then, with a right click, the glass of water fell over. He rushed to clean up the desktop. At that moment, a bold idea came to his mind. Since he was late for work on the bus in the morning, he had been in a bad mood because he had been ticketed by his boss. But the moving mouse made him happy again. David manipulated the mouse and kept modifying the ticket, and so the fine became a reward. David picked up the amended ticket. Cannot help but let out a pig-like laugh. In order not to reveal this secret, he had to pretend to be calm, grabbed his computer and walked out of the office to study the other functions. He just passed the boss's office. He turned back again and sat down on the table in the hallway. So this is the boss's secretary's office door. She was the one who issued the ticket this morning. This time David could give her a good fight. David operates the mouse. The arrow follows the action, all the way to be moved to the woman under the table. Then David determined the position and moved the arrow to the woman's body, and then lightly clicked 2 points. The woman instantly felt discomfort. David saw the situation and became more excited. He kept moving back and forth on the mouse. The woman began to feel the unnatural body. At this time David kept accelerating. Finally the woman did not know what to do. The body was extremely unnatural. Fearing that other colleagues would find out, she had to get up and run to the toilet. David saw the situation and was extremely relieved. Then he grabbed his computer and walked out. Came outside to find her good friend Paul and told Paul the secret of the mouse. The two of them stood on the roof of the building and started working on the billboard. The text on the billboard was changed to clowns and assholes. Paul saw it and was instantly unnerved. Then David circled the car on the side and then slowly shrink it. The car became a car model. At that moment, the owner of the car came over, found that his car was missing, then looked down and see only a toy car model. The owner picked up the toy car, was confused. David moves his mouse, circle a blank space on the wall of the building, then pull the mouse. The window just slowly disappeared. Paul saw all this completely unnerved. He thought of using the mouse to threaten the bank, make the bank give him money, and then make everyone in the bank disappear. Then he could control everyone. He could also destroy the earth. David heard this. He felt that Paul would become the most dangerous person. So he circles Paul and presses a delete button. Paul just disappeared. Since his arm was not circled, fell directly to the floor. A group of people came to look around. At this time also found David upstairs. Just as they were about to call the police, David panicked and circled the group of people. After clicking the delete button, everyone disappeared. At this point, David was very scared. She took her computer and went out into the street. Anxious, David wanted to go home and hide. So he stopped a car, but the driver said the road was too congested and didn't want to go. Then he drove away. David added money, but the driver wouldn't go. At this time David opened the computer is trying to do something, found that the car had gone far away. David had no choice but to walk back. David walked on the road with anxiety. From time to time, he had to pay attention to the surrounding. Suddenly a huge arrow crossed by. David looked around nervously. Just as he turned around, found a large arrowhead stopped in front of him. The arrow was slowly moved to David's body. Only a click was heard. David instantly turned into